Stocks started off real powerful. It faded a little bit as we lost the S&P, now down red, but the Nasdaq's holding on and VIX is climbing. Alan Nuckman is back with us. Whoa, long time no talk, Alan, Chief Market Strategist at Agora Financial. Looks like the waves have calmed down a little bit behind you on what I believe is Lake Michigan.
I'm on the big lake, sir. So okay. It's the gales of November, but I guess it's December, so it will be frozen very soon. You use the word surge. I would not say the VIX has surged. It's firmed up a bit. Let's talk about that. But first off, let me say a new day, a new record, albeit only the Dow. It's still a new all-time forever high.
Okay, so Alan, when we're looking at this, wait, hold on, Dow. What did I miss here? Dow's lower on the day. S&P's dripped. We're not getting a new highs today, right? Russell, maybe?
It made a new all-time intraday high in the Dow. That's what we're seeing.
Okay.
So but more importantly, last week we made across the board, all four made new all-time forever highs. And I look at things on a weekly basis. Yes, we open up higher today, back off a bit, but it's still only Monday afternoon where I come from.
Okay, not that it's a big deal, but check the wick on the candle, Alan. I think the Russell's what you're thinking of, my man. Dow, I think we came just short, but not that it's a big deal. Who's counting little, ticks, basis points? Bottom line is we got VIX kind of inching up here. You're an options guy, Alan. Does that mean anything to you when volatility moves in the same direction as the market, like we saw earlier this morning and now this afternoon?
Oh, in the long term, yes. What I look for in the VIX is just a repeated pattern that every time it pops its head up, the whack-a-mole beats it back down. Now, you've got to remember, it was November 27th that we made those new lows below 20. That was significant. We didn't get any follow-through. So the VIX had been declining before the S&P really surged. But I try and look in the big picture. If you're going to look at the VIX, now, we have to look at this technically. I know this might hurt you. Unless we want to get into the psychology of your fears for the market, that's a whole other issue. My dad's a psychologist, so I am licensed to discuss that, the fear factor. But looking at it, we've been between 20 and 40 since April. The midpoint's 30. We've been, between 20 and 25 for the last 6 weeks. So unless it closes on a weekly basis above 25, the trend is still down. But let me throw out two quick numbers here for you. The VIX is 70% off its highs, 80, all right, 70% off its highs. And the S&P is 70% off its lows. So everything's still copacetic.
Okay. Alan, on the technicals, I actually kind of like discussion for VIX right now because there's this symbolic gap up when we knew things were hitting the fan back in February, and the VIX made that move past 20. A failure to really go below that for any notable period of time now. We're kind of picking up the momentum again. The VIX highs that we've seen outside the initial crisis were around 42. Then we got one below 40, and then again in 40 in October as well, in the kind of last dip that we had off the highs. If we do get some kind of market event here, what do you look for to see if it's just another kind of blip along the way, or if there's something bigger developing again?
A series of lower highs, and that's very, very significant. So unless that is broken, that's the overall trend. The trend is down. In the big picture, I hate to go in the Wayback Machine, but look at where we were December 16th of last year. That's a year ago. We were at 11. So
right.
The overall trend in the VIX is down, just like the overall trend in stocks is up. Nothing has changed dramatically. We get these blips, we get these blurps, but then the markets, correct themselves, and people find the value of the stocks being lower and the VIX being higher, and it does correct itself.
Okay. All right. Other subject here, Alan, that I want to hit with you is gold, where it seems after we failed to get above 1875, there was like a brick wall there that we ran into, and now we're down again. There are not a lot of days. We've got all kinds of different days in this market. Somewhere it's reopening trade, somewhere it's quarantine, somewhere it's stimulus. None of them have worked for gold in some time. Is this a fade at this point on any rally?
Believer here to buy when things look bad, and from a risk reward standpoint, I'm liking gold. I'm liking some of the gold stocks. I'll get to that in a second, but let's look at gold. Gold should have moved up in 17, 18, 19, finally moved up in 2020. 1850 was kind of that breakout point at the end of July. We've come back to that breakout point, and now we're pivoting around it. So we're still within that, just below that range that we saw for many months between 1850 and 2050. So I think from my standpoint, from a trader standpoint, I think there's some value here. I don't want to use the non-exchange traded. There's not the non-exchange traded product that other people are looking at, that it was rallied 6% today and made all-time highs here recently. I don't think you can compare those two at all.
Are you talking Bitcoin?
From gold, I'm not going to say that word, but gold itself is a proven store for as long as you and I have been looking at the markets, and longer than that. So I think gold here, the company I like is GOLD, is Barrick Gold, actually. Between 20 and 30 for the last year of trade. It's at 23 right now, 22.75. You can buy the 20 call, again, my in-the-money option. The 20 calls trading for about 3.25. So your break even for the March option is about 50 cents away. So, I think you'll have some sort of chance that gold could recover and respond and do well here in the next few months. And that March option gives you 3 months of time for something to happen.
Okay. Alan, I like the trade here. I like the look at the gold level. I got to say, though, and you're breaking up, so we're going to have to let you go so you don't get the snappy comeback. But, Alan, you're a technical guy until it comes to gold, and then it sounds like you're talking fundamentals to me. Value in gold. Alan Nuckman, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Chief Market Strategist at Agora Financial. When we get back, let's talk retail. Let's talk